mother told me she wasn't too sure true love existed. Mom told me she was that guy, more than a lover. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Even in my younger years, tired of feeling lonely, eyes full of tears. Codependent, deep inside this resentment. Yeah, you'll be my girlfriend and I'll ignore my fears. See, I always been a hopeless romantic. You got a problem, let me fix it. I'm no mechanic, yeah. They say I'm just to try. Seems like I attract attached, yeah. How to get free when I'm a stranger to me. You're my real, you're my real, yeah. You know what I'm talking about. You're my real, you're my flesh in my flesh. It's a friendship so devoted. Bone of my bones. All the mothers get demoted. You're my real, you're my Now after 12 years we still got a problem. Remember everything in the first verse. We were ready for a takeoff. Heavy luggage, you took it from better to worse. Shared a problem with another night.
All right, everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Let's go. Everybody hit the like button.
Not highly suggested. It's like expecting a return when you never invested. No, even when I was younger, it's so hard to be single. What's the point of being married if I've chosen to mingle? I'll never do what my dad did to my mother, you to my mother. Like father, like a son is asleep with another. Damn. But you can't, no, you can't lose what's yours. Felt like someone else took my spot, now it's getting hot. I let a stranger in. Oh, baby.
All right, y'all, this is Mr. Let Go, and I wanted to do another show pertaining to this Derrick Jaxn, Derrick Jaxn situation because it has so many layers to it, and I think it will be very helpful to men and women out here to get a better understanding of attachment and detachment. So this show is going to be about attachment issues and detachment issues because some people self-sabotage relationships. They can't keep nobody because they can't stay or they won't stay. They always get scared and run. And then you have people who have attachment issues who either get attached to the wrong person or people who literally just won't leave. All right, Neil says, what song is that? That song is called Rib. It's somebody's personal song, so I'm not really sure if you can buy it anywhere. But yeah, it's the name of the song is called Rib. And so let's see. So everybody hit the like button, everybody hit the like button, everybody hit the like button so we can get started. So yeah, detachment and attachment are two big issues that affect the majority of us in some type of way. So I'm going to start playing this video a little early and we're going to get to it. So everybody hit the like button, everybody hit the like button, everybody hit the like button.
Showing up to the condo randomly and like, let's do it, you know? And he was like, no, I just want to talk. And I want to, you know, so I was like, you want to talk. He wants to talk to me, but he is smashing.
So, hey, one thing I can say about this Derrick Jaxn girl, she's funny as I don't know what. Everybody hit the like button. She's funny. And I can see her doing something in a, like, even in a skit. I think this woman is like really funny. So And I like how lighthearted she is. You know, she cries at one point in this video, and she talks about how she wants somebody to, Derrick to choose her. But within the midst of all of this, within the midst of all this trauma, she's laughing, she's having fun, and I like to see that in people, because sometimes you got to laugh at everything that you go through, because there's a lot, but everybody hit the like button, 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 hit the like button.
I knew I would start showing up to the condo randomly and like, let's do it, and he was like, no, I just want to talk, and I want so I was like, you want to talk. He wants to talk to me, but he is smashing these ladies. My mom was 16 when she had me. My father was 18. They never really had a relationship per se. They were just supposed to be playing video games.
They were playing with other things.
Here you go.
So one thing I want to point out, and the reason why I'm doing this show today versus the show I did yesterday, is I wanted to delve a little deeper into why she didn't leave. Because we all know he, just like in that particular situation, she's coming to his condo. Let's do it. And he's like, no, I just want to talk. So in a way, she's still trying to make things work, but he doesn't want to make it work. And sometimes when a man, I can't really talk for a woman. When a man is like, I want to get out, I don't want to do this no more. One of the things he's not going to do is try to go to counseling or try to work things out, because he kind of like wants it to end. Because the farther he goes into a situation where she wants to work it out, you're to a certain degree misleading her, where she is thinking is going to start working out, but you don't want it to work out. And that's male and female. So sometimes a man or a woman is in a marriage and they don't want it to work out. And the other person is like, yo, why don't you want this to work? Because the other person is ready to leave. They, made it up in their mind. They just want to go, So sometimes it'd be like that. So with her just coming over to the condo and he's just like, yo, I just want to talk about it. It can be like that sometimes. The other person kind of like done checked out and they just are like, all right, I'm done, right? So remember, we're talking about attachment issues and detachment issues. Sometimes it's important for you to just go ahead and just end everything, even in the marriage. You don't want to, but it just depends on where you are in your life, mentally and emotionally or whatever. Did you feel like you made a mistake? Sometimes it'd be like that. Sometimes you selfish, whatever. But
Merry Christmas, right? And so, there's a little bit of rejection and abandonment there, right? Because I never really had parents that were a couple.
Yeah.
Right. And then because of that, there was some question about whether or not I was actually my father's or not. And so then I had that, even though I wasn't even born yet to receive that per se, but that still affected me because I grew up and found out about that. And then there was rejection. And then just the relationship that I had with my father growing up.
So right now, we're about to talk about the relationship that she had with her father. That's very important for all of y'all to watch. The relationship you had with your father, the relationship you had with your mother, a lot of your childhood trauma comes from your parents. We love to sit around and talk about our trauma comes from the people that we date. No, our childhood trauma comes from our childhood. Too many of you ladies love to sit around and say some man you dated traumatized you. That could be a possibility, but the main thing that happened is that person triggered something in you that was already there. And that already there part is your childhood trauma. So I'm about to show you how she actually chose to give Derrick Jaxn a chance, mainly because her father did not give her a chance. So I want y'all to think about that. She's about to talk about her father, right? Her father died, and at the age of 12, I think, and she went through a lot of different traumas. But the thing about it is she was traumatized before her father died. Her trauma got worse when her father died, mainly because she didn't know what to do with all these feelings of trying to chase her dad, her trying to chase the validation of her dad, and then he turns around and died, and now her life just is like, whoa, I ran out of time. I was chasing my dad. I was trying to get my dad to love me. I was trying to get my dad to validate my feelings. I was trying to get my dad to see me. And all of a sudden, you get closer and closer and closer to building a relationship with your dad. And all of a sudden, he dies. And now you don't know what to do with yourself. So to the new people who just came in, everybody hit the like button. Give yourself a second to hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. What are my likes looking like? Hold on, let me see. What are the likes looking like? So this right here is really going to give y'all a good understanding of yourself and not just men or women, because I think the biggest issue that we have is childhood trauma. All right, what I like? Yo, we gotta get these likes up. We gotta get these likes up. We gotta get these likes up. Get the likes up. Get the likes up. Get the likes up. Y'all tripping. What we looking at? All right, we got to get about 70 likes. We need 70 likes. We need about 70 likes. 70 likes. Everybody hit the like button. We need about 70 likes. Come on, we got to get these likes up. Y'all tripping. Everybody hit the like button. Come on, y'all.
I knew I would start showing up to the condo randomly and like, let's do it, and he was like, no, I just want to talk. And I want, so I was like, you want to talk? He wants to talk to me, but he is smashing.
He is smashing
these ladies. My mom was 16 when she had me. My father was 18. They never really had a relationship per se. They were just supposed to be playing video games.
They were playing with other things.
Here you go. Merry Christmas, right? And so, there's a little bit of rejection and abandonment there, right? Because I never really had parents that were a couple.
Yeah.
Right.
So right here, I want to talk about birth order a little bit. Also, is a possibility. Sounds like everything, because I don't know exactly, but it sounds like that. They had their first child at 16. She was the oldest child. She was the oldest child, and I think Derrick Jaxn was a middle child. So, with that being said, a lot of times the oldest child is usually the most ignored child when they have siblings, because the baby. So I want y'all to think about birth order, and I want y'all to think about your own birth order. So right now, what was your birth order in your own family? I, in particular, was the only child. Dania was the oldest child. Type in the chat, what was your birth order? Were you the only child? Were you the oldest child? Were you the middle child? Or were you the baby? Because understanding what your birth order is will give you an understanding of who or what you have been dealing with within the last 10 years of your life. So there's a book called The Birth Order Book, and we're going over the birth order book in my coaching group. We went over it last night, and it was really eye-opening. So if you're the oldest, the birth order book says that the most compatible person for you to date is somebody that is the youngest. But this is a white man who wrote this book. And even though that makes sense, I don't think that makes sense in the Black community, because the majority of us don't have fathers. So I think if your father and mother was together and you are the oldest, male or female, it would make sense for you to date or get in a relationship with somebody that was the youngest in their household. if they had a mother and a daddy. But if you did not have a father in the household, I would not suggest a woman in particular who is the oldest to go get in a relationship with a man that is the youngest, because most likely he is going to be the mama's boy. Does this make sense? So if you're a woman and you did not have a dad, I would not suggest dating a man that was the youngest in his household growing up. Because you know why? If it's a male and he was a baby, most likely his big sister and his mother picked up after him. His mother and his sister probably picked up after him. He comes in the house, he puts his stuff down, he puts his book bag down, he puts his shoes down, stuff is all over the house, all over the place. He just goes in his room and does what he wants to do. Next thing you know, mom yells at him, fusses at him, picks up his stuff. He don't listen to nobody. He don't cook. He ain't got to do nothing, right? Next thing you know, you inherit that life of picking up after a grown man who don't listen to nothing. And since you're the oldest child, you now feel like it's your responsibility to pick up after this man. Tell him what he needs to do. Wash his clothes, cook his food. And he just sits around acting like a grown baby. And now, if you're not aware of what you're actually inherently doing, a year later, 5 years later, 10 years later, you're now looking at this man like, yo, why are you like this? I'm sick of you. You know, y'all have a kid together. He don't take care of the kid. He don't do nothing. Now you turn around and find yourself frustrated, and 10 years of your youth is out the window and you don't even know why. And the first thing you want to say is, he's a narcissist. No, he was a mama's boy. He was a baby of his household. Now you're sitting around like, damn, I didn't think about that. Knowing a person's birth order, knowing if a person had a dad in the household or not, knowing how their mother raised them, knowing if they had an engulfing mother or an ignoring mother when they were being raised, gives you a good understanding of who it is that you're actually dating. Put a 1 in the chat if this makes sense. Put a 1 in the chat if this makes sense. Because with Dania, the fact that she, or the assumption that she was an only child, the oldest child, can give you a good understanding why she did not leave Derrick Jaxn. See, oldest children have a propensity to tolerate a lot of crap. Why? Because they tolerated a lot of crap growing up in their own household. And you're about to hear from Dania in a minute. So let's keep going. What about an only child? Okay. Owens Tiffany says, what about the only child? Well, I'm an only child. An only child is extremely used to being alone. So I, in particular, need a woman that enjoys being alone with me. Give y'all a second to let that just sink into your thoughts real quick. I am an only child. I love being alone, but I love being with people, and I love being, with a person. So when you're an only child, and let me know if you're an only child, let me know if you agree or disagree. When you're an only child, you love being alone. And my job is to find a woman that enjoys being alone also. Because if you're all, hey, I need to be around it, I need to be around all these people, you're going to drive me nuts. I'm going to be sick of you. I'm going to be tired of all of this just jumping around energy. I'm going to want you to shut up. I want you to sit down, and I'm going to go crazy. So I can date as an only child, or you as a person, you can date virtually anybody as long as they have the type of personality that because anybody can enjoy being alone. You can have an introvert. An introvert can just enjoy being alone, and you can have a great time with that person. So I think we have a gift because we can date anybody, because we're not used to pampering nobody. We're not used to being pampered by anybody. We're somewhere in the middle. We're not the mediator. See, the middle child is the mediator. They want like, whoa. The middle child is the one that's in everybody's business. They want to call everybody. Why you ain't call your mama? Why you ain't call your daddy? Why you calling everybody? Why didn't my auntie answer the phone? Only child don't give a damn about none of this stuff. Only child stays to themselves. I'm the youngest. Yeah, like being the youngest, it's a lot, because being the youngest, you don't care about nothing either. So I want y'all to think about that. An only child don't really care about what everybody else is doing. They don't care. But the youngest child don't really care about what's going on either, right? So a youngest child and an only child can possibly work because neither one of them care. And they can kind of like stay to themselves and be happy and, whatever. But the oldest child dating the youngest child, it can be a nightmare if neither one of y'all had a dad growing up. Somebody asked what my zodiac sign is. My zodiac sign is a Pisces. I'm a Pisces. We ain't gonna talk about Pisces. We ain't gonna talk about zodiac signs. I'm mainly talking about birth order. So let's keep going about, because she's about to tell you about the reason why I'm doing this whole show. She's about to talk about it right now.
And then in that, because of that, there was some question about whether or not I was actually my father's or not. And so then I had that, even though I wasn't even born yet to receive that per se, but that still affected me because I grew up and found out about that. And then there was rejection. And then just the relationship that I had with my father growing up, I felt like he just wasn't as present as he could be, or he would always not come through or follow through on his promises when he said he would do something. And so that all affected me. And then boom, he died when I was 12. I'm just.
So now she's about to go a little deeper about pertaining to her dad, but now her dad died at 12, which is trauma, right? So you're an only child, you're an oldest child, and now your dad dies. And to a certain degree, when somebody like a parent dies, because I know she has a mom, but when a parent dies and you're the oldest child, most likely your mother now is going to make you the second mother. I'll say that again. When you are raised by a single mother, no daddy, and you're the oldest child, most likely, if you're a female, you now are told you have to take care of your siblings. So you have to be the second mother. So now you find yourself taking over the mom's duties. So when she was 12, which is a ripe age to be a second mother, you now, as the oldest child, dad dies, mom is sad, the kids are sad, but kids don't really understand. So mom is really depressed and sad and going through a lot, got to go through counseling or whatever, mourning and grief. Guess what? The daughter is now told, hey, take care of your siblings. I got to go sit to myself. I got to go do this. I got to go do that. So now Dania, is now the second mother. She's the second mother. And a lot of you grew up being the second mother. And due to the fact that you are or have been the second mother, you feel responsible for other people. So when Dania gets with Derrick Jaxn, in my opinion, just looking at all this, she gets to the point where she feels responsible for Derrick Jaxn's feelings. She's responsible for Derrick Jaxn's actions. So according to her, Derrick Jaxn was cheating on her day one. He liked her, wanted to be with her, but then started cheating on her. But guess what? she feels responsible for all of her family members. So she gets with Derrick Jaxn. She feels responsible for Derrick Jaxn cheating on her. She feels responsible for Derrick Jaxn cheating on her. Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. Let me see where the likes at. I gave y'all time to hit the like button, so let me see where the likes are. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all are keeping up. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all are keeping up, because I want to make sure I don't lose nobody. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all are keeping up. Okay, y'all keep hitting the like button. Keep hitting the like button. We need about 50 more likes. Keep hitting the like button. Y'all still tripping. Keep hitting the like button. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all are keeping up. I just want to make sure y'all are keeping up with all of this birth order, childhood trauma, attachment style stuff, because I don't want to give y'all too much information. What's up, Terica? So, repeatedly in this interview, she kept saying the phrase, choose me, choose me, choose me, choose me, right? Choose me. Keep that in mind. She keeps saying, choose me in this interview, right? I'm about to show y'all why she needed Derrick to choose her instead of her choosing her.
Just left to try to figure out this thing on my own. And so there's abandonment. There's when he said growing up, maybe because I.
So she says she dealt with abandonment and rejection when she was born because her dad did not really think that, because they were 16 when they was having sex, and all of a sudden your girlfriend is like, I'm pregnant. Next thing you know, as a 16-year-old boy, your mama is like, we need to do a blood test. How we know that this is your baby? Usually mama is like protecting their son from who? These little nasty little girls. So next thing you know, mama is like, what if that's not your son? What if that's not your daughter? So she's dealing with rejection, and she's a baby because she ended up getting old enough to realize that he did not think she was his. So that's rejection. And then he dies. Then that's rejection.
I grew up and found out about that. And then there was rejection. And then just the relationship that I had with my father growing up, I felt like he just wasn't as present as he could be, or he would always not come through or follow through on his promises when he said he would do something. And so that all affected me. And then.
So right there. So before he died, she was chasing him around. Daddy, see me. Daddy, choose me. Daddy, be there for me. Daddy, all of this. Daddy, 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 daddy. And he was not available emotionally to Danae. Then he turns around and dies. Let's keep going. Oh, and before we get too far, I need 10 supporters. I need 10 supporters via Cash App, which is Aaron 1000 right here. Cash App, Aaron 1000. Super Chat. Put some color in this chat. Y'all writing all these paragraphs, but I ain't reading them because you're not putting them in the Super Chat. Or 3, buy my card game. And speaking of my card game,
you and other players deep understanding of how we all deal with relationships. Deeper Discussion card game is meant to give you and other players deep understanding of how we all deal with relationship when or if things get serious.
Link to buy the card game is in the top of the chat. Link to buy the card game on Facebook is on the top of the video. Buy the card game. Click the link, buy the card game, buy the card game, buy the card game.
One of the biggest reasons why Deeper Discussion card game is meant to give you and other players deep understanding of how we all deal with relationship when or if things get serious. One of the biggest reasons why people break up is because of underlying family issues. This game can be played with either 2 people or an entire group.
All right, remember what she just said. This little part right here, this is important because we talk about family issues, right? Listen to this part.
This game can be played is because of underlying family issues. This game can be played with either 2 people or an entire group. So have fun.
Question number 1. What is the one thing you wanted but didn't receive when you were young? Name a time when money was the main factor why a relationship went bad. What is the most annoying attribute about the opposite sex?
Deeper discussions, dating edition. Again, these cards are good for vetting a potential boyfriend,
Candidate.
a potential girlfriend, a potential husband, a potential wife. It'll even tell you what's wrong with your sneaky link. If you and your sneaky link need to have a conversation, these are the cards.
And you can fix yourself and
And
figure
you
out the
can-
why.
The texture of these cards are so soft and silky, by the way. Like,
Like they
these
ain't
are,
gonna get
really
wore out. after you-
durable.
All right, so let's get back to the video. The card game is in the description. I mean, not only in the description, but linked in the chat. And on Facebook, go to the top of the video. You'll see the link on the top of the video on Facebook.
You know, I'm just left to try to figure out this thing on my own. And so there's abandonment, there's rejection
Remember, Dad just died and she was the age of 12.
there. And as I was younger, I used to be like a tomboy per se, right? And that was because I wanted the affection of my father. I had
Right there, real quick. TikTok, you can buy my card game is right up under my bio. When you just go to my actual TikTok, and right up under my picture, the link is right there. So you can buy the card game right there. So go on my bio and buy the card game. Go to the link in my bio, buy my card game. Instagram, TikTok, go to the link in my bio on my TikTok and Instagram page, you'll see it.
two brothers.
So she had two brothers.
He said he would do something, and so that all affected me. And then boom, he died when I was 12. You know, I'm just left to try to figure out this thing on my own. And so there's abandonment, there's rejection there. And as I was younger, I used to be like a tomboy per se, right? And that was because I wanted the affection of my father. I had 3.
So right there. Remember, she wanted Derrick Jaxn to choose her, right? And if y'all don't remember, what was she doing to get Derrick Jaxn to choose her? Do y'all remember? What was she doing to get Derrick Jaxn to choose her? Put in the comments. What was she to get Derrick Jaxn to choose her? I want to make sure y'all remember. What was she doing? What was she doing to get Derrick Jaxn to choose her? Got it right here. Not just sex.
Great.
Hold up. Where is it?
I don't understand it.
Days. And so it kind of worked out because then he can immediately call me and off. And he was like, even a thing to add to, she sends me a screenshot and I'm like, what? He's referencing the post where I just told you guys about where you then to be miserable. I'm like, why is this name in there? Why?
Damn it. I can't find it. So let me just go back to the other video. Okay, she wanted to emulate the other women she was with. Thank you. That's it right there. She wanted Derrick Jaxn to choose her. And the way she was trying to get him to choose her was she was emulating the women that he was cheating on her with, right? Think about that. She wanted Derrick Jaxn to choose her by emulating the women that he was cheating on her with. So now we're going back to when she was a child, because remember, everything comes from childhood trauma. That's the reason why my card game, Deeper Discussions, is so good for anybody to play, because you'll be able to get an understanding of other people's childhood trauma. She is replicating what she did to her dad. So listen to this story right here real quick. She literally starts emulating her younger brothers in order to get her dad to choose her. Listen to this. The same way. See, we literally do the same things to our mate or with our mate or for our mate as we did with our own parents. Chasing approval. Exactly. And back up just a little bit. All right, listen to this.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was because I wanted the affection of my father. I had two brothers at the time. And so they were playing football. He was their football coach. He was involved in all their activities. And I'm over here, just this little chubby girl over here.
You're chubby.
I was
back
fat. So I would try to, win his affection and his love by trying to be like a tomboy, like my brothers, like play football. I want.
Boom. That's it right there, y'all. That is it right there. For anybody who wonders, like, yo, that's crazy. Why in the world would Derrick Jaxn emulate women that Derrick Jaxn was cheating on her with and act like them and walk like them and think like them and have sex like them? What is wrong with this woman? Is she crazy? No, she's not. A lot of you, women in particular, dudes also, y'all emulate other people in order for you to get validation, acceptance, and attention from your potential mate, men and women. Some of you guys always got to have ball caps on. Why? Because you're emulating the men that women are liking or wanting or are attracted to, because those guys are wearing ball caps all the time. Women, y'all are like wearing wigs all the time. You can't walk out the house without wearing a wig. Why? Where did this come from? Because you are emulating other women in order to get the attention, the attraction, the affection of the men that the other women out there are getting. Some of you women who wear their natural hair, you get mad at the men who are choosing the women with the wigs because you ain't wearing wigs, and you end up getting mad. Some of y'all wear wigs because your mother talked about your hair. She used to get mad about how bad your hair texture was when she was combing your hair. Some of you had your own parents talk mess about your hair. Like, we got to do something about this hair. We got to do something about your hair. And now you wear wigs because your parents, your mother in particular, told you that your hair was negative or bad. So the point is this: however you operate now is how you operated when you were a child. So you got to go back and find out how you operated as a child. Then you'll be able to match how you're operating as an adult. Everybody hit the like button. 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 Put a 1 in the chat if you have already hit the like button. Put a 1 in the chat if you have already hit the like button. So, this young woman started emulating the woman that Derrick Jaxn was cheating on her with in order to get him to see her, accept her, to love her. But where did she get this from? Because she was already doing that in particular with her dad. She became a tomboy in order to get her dad to love her, accept her, and see her. It's all the same thing.
Out this thing on my own, and so there's abandonment, there's rejection there. And as I was younger, I used to be like a tomboy per se, right? And that was because I wanted the affection of my father. I had two brothers at the time, and so they were playing football. He was their football coach. He was involved in all their activities, and I'm over here, just this little chubby girl over here.
You're chubby.
I was fat, so I would try to, win his affection and his love by trying to be like a tomboy, like my brothers, like play football. I wanted to be on a football team. My mom was like, absolutely not. But all of that stemmed from my childhood, and then that transformed as I grew older, and then transformed into the relationship that everybody is interested in. So,
So,
Did y'all catch what did y'all catch that? Did y'all catch what she just said? See, she was aware of what she was doing.
I was fat. So I would try to, win his affection and his love by trying to be like a tomboy, like my brothers, like play football. I wanted to be on a football team. My mom was like, absolutely not. But all of that stemmed from my childhood, and then that transformed as I grew older, and then transformed into the relationship that everybody is interested in. So
Y'all see that, right? But this isn't about Danae. This is about you. I want you to look at your own life. I want you to look at your own childhood, and I want you to say to yourself, why am I the way I am? I know why I'm the way I am. My ex-wife, she's still fine to this day. My ex-wife, at a later point, I started realizing that I married my mother. My ex-wife was a reincarnation of my mother. My ex-wife was a reincarnation of my mother. A lot of y'all, the men y'all dated, the women y'all dated, was a reincarnation of your mother. My daughter's husband is a reincarnation of me. My youngest daughter's husband is a reincarnation of me. Want y'all think about that. Now, I didn't have the typical mother, because when I say I married my mother, I did not have the typical mother. In my life, for those of y'all who have heard my story, and I wrote a book called The Terrible Life of a Beautiful Woman, I fathered my mother. Meaning, at the age of 13, I started beating up my mother's boyfriends. And I told my mom, this is my house now, because the dudes that my mom was dating, they was like slapping around on a normal basis. Different dudes would be slapping around within a 7-year period between the age of 6 or 7 to the age of 13, 14. And I got sick of looking at it. I got sick of dealing with all this. So what I did was, when I got old enough, I started beating up her boyfriends. We would jump them, not be me by myself because I'm a child. Me and my homeboys would beat up her boyfriends. And I came home one day and I told my mom, this is my house. I run this from now on. It wasn't a son husband. It was a son daddy. I wasn't a son husband. I was a son daddy. There's a difference between a son husband and a son daddy. I was my mother's dad. I wasn't my mother's husband, because my mother didn't tell me what to do. I told my mother what to do. So I was a son father, not a son husband. It's a difference. So when I grew up, I end up attracting a woman that needed a daddy. My ex-wife, her dad passed away, and she was spoiled by her daddy. And she was like a daddy's girl, but her dad had passed away, kind of like Danae. So she found a man like me that had fatherly qualities. Birth order. I was an only child. My ex-wife was a baby. She was the baby child of her family. She had a big brother, and her big brother babied her. Her mom babied her. Her dad babied her. want y'all to think about all this, because all of this is gives you a good understanding of what you are doing, who you are choosing, who your exes are, and why you single or why you're in a relationship with who you're in a relationship with. So let me back up a little bit. I was my mother's father. I fathered my own mother. That's the first thing. I go out in the world and I marry my reincarnation of my mother. So I fathered my wife. Why did my wife choose me? Because her brother fathered her. Why? Because her father died and she was a daddy's girl. So her mom spoiled her, her big brother spoiled her, and she was the baby. And I am the only child. So an only child gets with the baby. And the reason why the marriage didn't work out, part of it was she was the baby. The baby doesn't really work out with a lot of people unless the person is, they have a family dynamic where they're the older sibling. See, an older sibling can deal with a woman that is the baby. I was able to deal with it. It was just a lot, just a lot of ups and downs in a marriage where I just end up ending it. But part of the reason why is because she was a baby, the baby of the family. She was the baby of the family. And I was the only child of the family. So when an only child gets with the baby of the family, there may be an issue. You know why? Because the only child is so used to being by themselves where they don't really have time. They don't have the emotional bandwidth to deal with a woman or a man, or whether it's a male or a female. The male only child is used to being on their own. So at some point, they expect everybody around them to at some point be a little bit more self-sufficient. Right. Two spoiled people don't work out. Exactly. I was spoiled and my ex-wife was spoiled. But I was spoiled in a certain way and my ex-wife was spoiled in another way. I was spoiled because I can just be alone and just go outside and just be gone all day and come home. And my mom just sitting at home smoking a cigarette. Don't even ask me where I was. I can do what the hell I want to do. So I was spoiled in that way. I had everything to myself. I'm good. But she was spoiled, meaning everybody spoiled her. Nobody spoiled me. I just spoiled myself by my autonomy. I had a huge amount of autonomy. I was 11 years old and I was gone all day. I ain't have nowhere to go. I was just gone every day. Gone. I get on my bike and I'm gone all day. I was spoiled with me. My ex-wife was spoiled by her big brother because she was a baby, her father, and her mother. So of course, when I get with her, she's gonna expect me to spoil. So I was spoiled with attention. I'm an only child. I'm not gonna spoil you with attention. Part of the reason why I was an unsupervised. No, I was supervised. My mom was home all the time. I was supervised, but my mom spoiled me with freedom. My mom spoiled me with autonomy. So when you got one person that is so used to their freedom, they can go and do what they want to do, and they're like they fathered their mother, and they get with somebody that is so spoiled by everybody in their family, it ends up driving you crazy. Because I'm used to autonomy. And next thing you know, she is not autonomous. She is like my mother. I got to pay attention to everything I'm like this. Hey, what you doing? Hey, I don't want to be like that. Like, why do you need me so much? Because she's the baby of the family. It ain't her fault. We can tell you was the only child. Yeah, I like going to the gym at night. Why? Because I want all the gym equipment to be to me. I want all the gym equipment to be mine. I go to the gym during the day and I be wanting to cry sometimes because everybody is on my gym equipment. I'm an only child. I'm not used to sharing stuff. I hate going to the gym during the day. I like going to the gym 9 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night, because ain't nobody in there and I got all the gym equipment to myself like when I was a child. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Y'all ain't hit the like button. Hit the freaking like button. Hopefully I'm not bombarding y'all with a lot of technical information all at one time. And speaking of information, y'all have to support the channel. If I'm giving y'all information that y'all can use that y'all can't find nowhere else, I need y'all to hit the like button. I need y'all to contribute to the freaking channel. Cash App is Aaron1000. I need my Cash App to be going off. I need y'all to start dropping super chats in the chat. I need y'all to buy my card game. Is this part 2? Yes, this is part 2, Yoselin. This is part 2. Yes. This is part 2. So, me being the only child, can you buy? Yes. TikTok, if anybody wants to come on, just hit the button and I'll bring you on. Self-love healing. So yeah, if you want to come on, either come on here on TikTok or come over to Mr. Let Go on YouTube. Yeah, I'm on Facebook Live and YouTube. Yeah. So if you're on Facebook, you see me on Facebook, but I'm also on YouTube. So if somebody wants to either come on, on TikTok, either come over here on Mr. Let Go on YouTube, Mr. Let Go on YouTube, MRLETGO on YouTube, or either just hit the button and then I'll bring you on while you're over here and I'll just have you on here and you can stay on TikTok. Either way you want to do it. So, like I said, I need at least 10 contributors, either buying my card game, dropping a Cash App, or dropping a super chat. So I need you to contribute to the channel before we even get really into this. If not, I'm gonna get the hell up out of here. So let's get to it. So going back to the Derrick Jaxn situation, I'm gonna back up a little bit. So now hopefully y'all get a better understanding of how birth order really can affect you.
Growing up, I felt like he just
What's up, Kanal?
wasn't as present as he could be, or he would always not come through or follow through on his promises when he said he would do something. And so that all affected me. And then boom, he died when I was 12. I'm just left to try to figure out.
Sandra, yeah, I actually adopted my best friend's father and I learned a lot from him. So my best friend that lived down the street, my best friend had 2 brothers and I just hung around them all the time and I was up under their dad and I got a good understanding of manhood from their dad.
This thing on my own. And so there's abandonment, there's rejection there. And as I was younger, I used to be like a tomboy per se, right? And that was because I wanted the affection of my father. I had 2 brothers at the time, and so they were playing football. He was their football coach. He was involved in all their activities, and I'm over here, just this little chubby girl over here.
You're chubby.
I was fat, so I would try to win his affection and his love by trying to be like a tomboy, like my brothers, like play football. I wanted to be on a football team. My mom was like, absolutely not. But all of that stemmed from my childhood, and then that transformed as I grew older, and then transformed into the relationship that everybody is interested in.
So right here, she's aware that the reason why she chose to be with Derrick Jaxn and why Derrick Jaxn chose to be with her is because, one, and all this is subconscious. Nobody really sees it or feels it. It's just subconscious. We get drawn to certain type of people. my subconscious drew me to my ex-wife, and her subconscious drew her to me. So altogether, Dania was drawn to Derrick Jaxn, and Derrick Jaxn was drawn to her. Subconsciously, it's just how things are. It could be pheromones. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but we get drawn to each other due to the fact that there's voids in us as individuals, right? What exactly is our other half? So with her, Derrick Jaxn was a middle child. She was the oldest child, and her dad just died. Well, her dad died at 12, and now she's 19. She gets with Derrick Jaxn, and she's looking at Derrick Jaxn as her potential father. So the reason why Derrick Jaxn had to leave her instead of her leaving him, because they went back and forth for over 12 years, and she never left him for good. She always came back. Why? Because there's a good chance that he reminded her of who? Put in the chat. Who did Derrick Jaxn remind Dania Jaxn of? Who was Derrick Jaxn to Dania? If I was, I'm just going to wait. Her dad, exactly. Her father, right? Exactly. So, tall dude, big dude. I think her dad was even dark skinned like Derrick Jaxn. So next thing you know, she gets with Derrick Jaxn, gets emotionally enmeshed, not in love, but enmeshed with Derrick Jaxn. And when there's an enmeshment, you almost can't leave the person because you've adopted the person as your parent. So she can't seem to leave Derrick Jaxn because it's like leaving your own father. And her father died. So her father died before she can catch him because she was chasing him for love and validation and acceptance, right? So when he died, she's just like, she said it in this video, what am I going to do now? Attach myself to another father figure and chase him. Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button.
So, did you deal with any type of childhood trauma when you think about it outside of abandonment?
So again, my dad never follow really through on his promises. So when I went over there, sometimes I would cause some issues between him and my stepmom, and then I would be at my grandma's house. And so
You say it was caused issues like what? What do you mean?
so they would just have like their little arguments or whatever. And I felt like it was always about me. But of course, I'm a child, so
Yeah.
I don't know adult things at that time. But how I internalized it and what I carried with me is that, oh, this is about me being over here. Now I'm over here, I'm disrupting their little family union. And, my mom is over here. And
Hey, come on, Mr. Let Go on YouTube. Come over to Mr. Let Go on YouTube. I would love to have you pull up because we don't do the show. I forgot your name, but I would love to have you pull up. I recognize your avatar. Come over to YouTube.
I feel like maybe she's jealous of my
Mr. Let Go, MRLETGO on YouTube.
mom or something like that, And this is all going on while I'm a child. So this is what I grew up with what the capacity that I had. But I met him and there was interest there. I went straight into that without even acknowledging, dealing with the rape. I pretended like it never even happened and got myself into a relationship unhealed. So that's where I just told you guys about where I knew her body better than I knew my own. And I had made a post and I'm like testifying like all the
So I knew her body like I knew my own. Like I said earlier, the reason why she felt the need to emulate these people, these women that Derrick was messing around with, is because she needed to feel loved by somebody. She needed to feel loved by somebody. And the only way that she knew how to feel love or be accepted is to be somebody else. And this is called becoming your role self. So she had to be somebody else, which is a tomboy, for her dad, and it didn't work. So now she's an adult trying to be like Thoughts in order to win her husband's love and affection, and for him to be able to see her.
The things I went through and all of the demonic spirits that I allowed into myself, like with just trying to do all the things that I was doing. And I said how it affected me. And that little segment of his post was referencing that, even down to our daughter. Like, I had some issues, like just like with the complexion of our daughter, because that was the type of woman that he would go after. And I'm not dark.
This part right here was kind of like hard to hear. But this is how deep rooted trauma actually is, y'all. This is what's crazy. Derrick Jaxn dated, according to her, almost exclusively dark-skinned women. And the significance of that is this. Since he exclusively or almost exclusively dated dark-skinned women, it made her feel like her dark-skinned daughter was the type of women that she always wanted to be. So now, to a certain degree, she's jealous of her own daughter. Put a 1 in the chat if you ever heard of a woman being jealous of her daughter. Put a 1 in the chat if you've ever heard of a woman being jealous of her own daughter. It happens all the time. So this woman was jealous of her own daughter. And she started looking at her daughter and started looking at all these women that she was emulating. And she was like, wow, I'm never going to become these women because I'm not dark-skinned. That's crazy. That's crazy. Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. We're going to have to go to a commercial because y'all have not hit the like button. So when we come back, hopefully all of y'all have hit the like button. So hit the like button.
It's meant to give you and other players deep understanding of how we all deal with relationships. Deeper Discussion card game is meant to give you and other players deep understanding of how we all deal with relationship, when or if things get serious. One of the biggest reasons why people break up is because of underlying family issues. This game can be played with either 2 people or an entire group, so have fun.
Question number 1. What is the one thing you wanted but didn't receive when you were young? Name a time when money was the main factor why a relationship went bad. What is the most annoying attribute about the opposite sex?
Deeper Discussions Dating Edition. Again, these cards are good for vetting a potential boyfriend,
Candidate.
a potential girlfriend, a potential husband, a potential wife. It'll even tell you what's wrong with your sneaky link. If you and your sneaky link need to have a conversation, these are the cards.
And you can fix yourself and
And
figure out the why.
The texture of these cards are so soft and silky, by the way. Like
They ain't gonna get
really
wore out. after you-
durable.
Dark, like super dark skinned woman, and our daughter's like a little chocolate little princess. She has it, and I'm just like, how does she look like the women that he wants?
Wow, that's deep.
How does she look like the women that he wants and he desires and he loves? Like, like, I don't understand. It's like they had her even though I carried her.
Woo!
They had her even though I carried her. That's what I felt like for a long time. I had to really sit down and
Because her skin tone represents the type of women that he would cheat on you with.
yes.
So for those, because it took me a second to get an understanding of what that actually meant. This woman said these women had her daughter, which is, okay, let me articulate this properly. Derrick Jaxn is not dark-skinned. When a man cheats on a woman with different women, and the woman is able to see the women that he cheated on her with, she starts to look at a pattern. And according to her, the pattern is dark-skinned women. But then they have a dark-skinned child. And then she looks at the dark-skinned children and say, wow, or a dark-skinned little girl, and start saying, wow, that's crazy. You, as my daughter, you look more like Derrick Jaxn's other women than you look like me. You look like Derrick Jaxn's estranged other women. So she turns around and says, it's like these other women that Derrick Jaxn was cheating on her with gave birth to her little instead of her, because they look just like her little girl. So you know how a man may say, that child don't look like mine? She's a woman saying, my child don't look like his. Because men could easily say that, yo, this child don't look like mine. You had sex with another woman. I mean, you had sex with another dude and made this child. But imagine a woman where a baby comes out of your womb and you like, this child don't look like mine. This child looks like that woman that you was dating over there. That's nuts. All right, I got a little bit farther to go. We probably got another hour or so, but if I don't get 10 supporters via Cash App, Aaron 1000, via Super Chat, or buy my card game, we need 10 supporters. I'm going to be out earlier. All right, so shout out to Cash. Thank you so much for the $15 Super Chat. Cute girl, but any man that hooks up with her will be sharing her with Derrick forever. Using the word hookup, I would say I disagree. But if you was to use the word marriage or a relationship with, I would agree. Because any man that hooks up with her once she, does her inner work or whatever, she most likely is going to be a whole freak. She's going to be a whole freak out here. She's going to forget about the Bible. She's going to forget about everything, because guess what? All of these thoughts that she has of all of these other women, most likely she's going to play out all of those things that she's seen from all of those videos that she watched of Derrick Jaxn smashing those women. She's going to want to play it out with another man. She's going to want to play it out with another man, because now you got to remember, she already has exhibited patterns in her own operation. She became somebody else when she was a child. She tried to be a tomboy so she could become her brothers in order to get her father's love and acceptance. And then she became thoughts and Instagram models, or tried to be like them in order to win her man or her husband's approval and love. What do you think she's going to do for the next man? She's going to come out the gate trying to be somebody else, because she's 33 now. She's already gotten to the point where she's like, okay, nobody wants Derrick Jaxn. I just need to figure out what they want, and I'm just going to be that. Because she has a whole lifestyle of becoming other people for other people. She has a whole lifestyle of becoming other people for other people. She don't know how to be herself. And at the same time, if she was to be herself, she don't think nobody is going to want her. So I think the second she likes another dude, she's going to be a whole thought to the dude, for the dude, with the dude.
And so it just played on the rejection and the abandonment and the not, like, choose me. What is there about me? Right? Our daughter even has everything that you like search for.
That part. That part. Choose me. Choose me, choose me, choose me. Choose me. She wants somebody to choose her so badly. Remove. Choose me, choose me, choose me. She wants somebody to choose her so badly. You don't think she's going to get with a dude and want him to choose her? She's going to get out here in this world. She's not going to be comfortable being herself. No. She's going to get with another dude, find out what he wants, find out what he likes, and start becoming those women. But the problem is, we men have two different types of women. We have women we want to be with. We have women we want to sleep with. And that is the thing that I don't think a lot of women understand. The women we want to sleep with are almost totally different than the women we want to be with. Any of us would love a big booty chick, little waist. But do we want to be with a big booty chick? A big boob chick? No. We want to play with her because she got a nice butt. But we don't want to be with her because don't nobody want to deal with all that every day. So this is something that women may not understand about men. We have two different types of people that we date. We date thoughts, and then we date women that we want to settle down with. So the type of woman that we cheat on a woman with most likely is going to look totally different than the woman that we marry. It just is what it is. Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button.
Or at least preference in a woman. So even our daughter came out in that preference, and I'm like, and that I feel like the Lord did that intentionally so that I could really deal with that, because I have two girls now, but be able to teach them, and one's lighter and one's darker. Right? I have to, I'm trying to be other women and all these things, but I had to really sit back and deal with that. It affected I feel like my ability to mother her and to nurture her and to just have that mother-daughter relationship that I always desired, but I didn't know how to get there because all this stuff.
She didn't know how to get there because she spent so much energy being jealous of her own child. She didn't know how to get there because she spent so much time trying to be jealous of her own child. It's bad when you're a woman and you're jealous of your own child. This woman was jealous of her own child. And now, because of that, her relationship dynamic with her oldest child, I think it's her oldest child, with one of her children, is tumultuous. Yeah, it's the bonnet lady. Yes, Dania. Yes.
Was in the way, and so I had started telling him about that and trying to be vulnerable, because when you decide to come back, you got to be vulnerable still, even though it's scary. And so I had started telling him that. So he referenced that in his Mother's Day post, and so I'm like, I don't know how to. I really don't know how to respond to this.
You knew another woman's body better than you knew your own.
Yes, several women. I knew several other women's bodies better than I knew my own, and I spent a lot of time. Like I went in such a.
Thank you, Cookie. Appreciate you at the nail shop supporting MLG. Thank you.
A deep hole where I was like studying these women. I was trying to be vulnerable, because when you decide to come back, you got to be. I knew several other women's bodies better than I knew my own, and I spent a lot of time. Like I went in such a deep hole where I was like studying these women. I would go to their profiles and I would study their pages and like what they wear. I knew when they had met up. So,
but look who else she studied. She studied these women in order to get attention from her husband.
I watched their videos of them having sex, so I would try to imitate that. Maybe because I grew up and found out about that, and then there was rejection, and then just the relationship that I had with my father growing up. I felt like he just wasn't as present as he could be, or he would always not come through or follow through on his promises when he said he would do something. And so that all affected me. And then boom, he died when I was 12. I'm just left to try to figure out this thing on my own. And so there's abandonment, there's rejection there. And as I was younger, I used to be like a tomboy per se, right? And that was because I wanted
Listen to why.
the affection of my father. I had two brothers at the time, and so they were playing football. He was their football coach. He was involved in all their activities, and I'm over here, just this little chubby girl over here.
You're chubby.
I was fat, so I would try to win his affection and his love by trying to be like a tomboy, like my brothers, like play football. I wanted to be on a football team. My mom was like, absolutely not. But all of that stemmed from my childhood, and then.
So that's what I'm saying right there, y'all. That's what I'm saying right there. You have to look back and find out why you are the way you are. Why are you the way you are? A lot of you men are a certain way. A lot of you women are a certain way. But all you can do, for whatever reason, is sit around and complain about the opposite sex for doing you a certain kind of way. But you don't realize that you are doing you a certain kind of way. You are doing yourself a certain type of way. And now you're mad at a man or a woman for doing you the same way you do yourself. You ignore yourself. You deny your own feelings. You dismiss your own emotions. But then you get mad at a man for dismissing your emotions. He's literally just mirroring who you are. The person you date is really your mirror because you chose them for a reason. They're just like you, or they raised you in another from another person's body. They are the reincarnation of somebody that you had in your past, in your childhood. They're in your life for a reason. People don't choose you for the same reason. So when you just look at the people that you dated, the people that it didn't work out with, which is everybody, unless you'll still be with them, there's a reason why it happened, or there's a reason why y'all didn't stay together. And you gotta look at your life. You can't just sit around calling men or women narcissists and all this other stuff. No, it's so big. It's way bigger than that.
What they wear, I knew when they had met up. So I watched their videos of them having sex. So I would try to imitate that.
Contribute to the channel, y'all. We got 2 people already. We need 8 more contributors. Cash App Aaron 1000, or either super chat or buy my card game. Card game is pinned at the top of the chat.
And recreate that in our relationships so that he could choose me and want me. And everybody's like, she's cursing people. I'm like, did you read your Bible?
Denia,
you mad because I know how to pray and you don't? Like, that is not a me problem. That's a you problem at this point.
why you gonna curse their kids? Why you gonna say their kids gonna be vagabonds? Why you gonna do that?
Hold on, let me fast forward.
But he's giving me the words to exaggerate. He's giving me exaggerated words to express.
And everybody,
of course.
Was you acting real crazy in the video?
No, I wasn't. Between us, and that was about June 2021. Like, yeah, about
During that
June,
time,
July.
y'all still, was there ever a season where you were just like, I'm withholding sex from my husband?
Yes, there absolutely was, and that was like right after that June, July, when he asked me if I loved him. I said I'm not in love with you, but I do love you. And then
What she doesn't realize is the answer was, are you enmeshed with me still? Not in love with me. Are you enmeshed with me? Are you enmeshed with me?
like that created a wound in in him, and so then there was just like I can't trust him like with my body. It was just like a lot of like bickering back and forth between us.
That was the only time that happened in your marriage?
No,
way in 2021.
No, like, but clearly we weren't having a whole lot of sex before then because he was at the condo. So I mean,
but
just
come through and run through and then go back.
Okay.
Did he do that?
Sure. We're gonna go with that.
That's funny.
Yes. There was occasions and like towards the end before I even left and all that when I knew I would start showing up to the condo randomly.
All right, y'all listen to this. This is hilarious. Y'all listen to this. But guess what? This is more rejection.
And like let's do it, and he was like, no, I just want to talk and I want so I was like, you want to talk.
Rejection.
So he wants to
your own husband is rejecting you. But he's cheating on you while he's rejecting you. He's cheating on you while rejecting you.
Up to the condo randomly and like let's do it, and he was like, no, I just want to talk and I want so I was like, you want to talk. So he wants to talk to me, but he is smashing these ladies hard.
Not hard.
So, I heard the prime starts like, so anyway.
You heard the prime start with?
He was smashing them
late
hard.
20s, early 30s for men. Apparently it hits later for women though. So,
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, man. Her comedy, like how silly she is, her nonchalant silliness is hella cute and is hella hilarious. Like I like this young lady. This young lady has some skills, like as far as just on camera. If she was to put together a podcast or whatever, I think it'd go.
Oh God.
he wanted to talk to me. So that's what we did.
Y'all talked.
Wow. And they just really talked for real. And they didn't, man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man. Imagine having a whole husband and you want sex and he just wants to talk, but he's sleeping with all these other women. God, man, that has to be a lot.
So in 2021 was when you said, after you bruised his ego because you said that it was 2 years ago where you were in love with him. Is that backtracking back to when y'all got married?
Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button.
A little bit after we got married, a little bit after, because like after we got married, there were still inappropriate conversations and all of that. And so when I'm thinking about like, when was I truly like actually in love? It was like,
all right, this is what we're going to do. It's 6:30. By 6:40, if I don't get 8 contributors, we're going to end the show right there. I'll probably do another part or whatever another time. So you got 10 minutes. Well, we'll do 6:32, 6:42. So you have 10 minutes to contribute or make 8 contributions. If not, we're just going to cut it here. So you got 10 minutes. I need 8 contributors via super chat, Cash App, or buy the card game that is linked in the chat. One of the 3.
like 2 years ago, like where I really felt that. And so
In 2019.
early 2019, like I was feeling myself. I was like, I'm in therapy. I lost 66 pounds. I'm fine, like I have arrived. I'm healed and whole. No, far from it, right? But I was on the path.
You was on the
I was
upward
on the
climb.
path, but that's where I really felt like I'm in love with him. And he was feeling the whole time like, I am miserable. I can't wait to get away from her.
Yeah, but according to her, it was a point where he was cheating on her so much she broke up with him, but she kept messing with him. And she would be heading to his apartment door, and a woman would be coming out of the apartment, and she'll go into the apartment and sleep with him after he just slept with another woman. It was that bad.
Literally, he was smashing everything that was coming around. So we had two different things that we were feeling at that particular time.
Did you ever find out how many women he actually cheated on you with? Was
As
there
a
ever
whole
time
in marriage,
in, out, or whatever? Was there ever a moment that y'all had a come to Jesus moment where he sat down and said, listen, to my knowledge, this is how many women I've slept with?
okay, so part of the recovery process where we were in the program for infidelity and all that is discovery. And in discovery, it's like we've trickled out a lot of information. Now it's time to go to level 0, ground zero, they call it. And so he had to make a list. And so he made a list of women, so everything that he could recollect. And there was nearly 100 women on there. And so
You're talking about the 100. Where are you going back
that he
to?
wrote on the list. Now,
You talking about in his lifetime, or you talking about while y'all were dealing with each other?
okay, so we have to define these things. So I did not do a good job at defining if it was the lifetime of his lifetime or if it was specific to just
Well, heck, he been dating you since he was 19.
right. So in my mind, to me, that's
really a lifetime, though. How many women you gonna be sleeping with before the age of 19? Probably like 3. You don't start having sex till you like 16, then 16, 17, 18. You ain't getting no sex after that. So these 100 women that he was speaking of, it's during their marriage.
a lifetime, right?
Yeah,
In my
yeah.
mind. So I'm thinking at least since we have met, since we were 19.
He wrote down 100 names.
Yes,
What did you think when you saw that?
that.
What?
The name you said.
Like,
Oh God.
I mean, what do you really do with that? Like, I don't know. I was just like, okay, I forgive you.
I guess she got a laugh to keep from crying, right? I feel bad for her. You got a laugh to keep from freaking crying. All right, y'all, you're about 7 minutes. Y'all got 7 minutes.
For all these things. So it wasn't just like he gave me this list and it's nothing, right? We actually had counsel like, okay, walk us through this. We're revealing this stuff. Like, what did you think? How are you feeling today? I'm just like, that's how I feel,
No.
like, right? And it's like, okay, well, now that this is ground like level 0, now we can
Rebuild.
move forward and rebuild. And so it's from there, it's like, okay, I have to make a conscious choice every day to not think about or not to re-bring it up, unless it's relevant to like this phase of the healing that I'm going through because we're dealing with it through therapy or whatever, but not just to be like randomly, yeah, I remember 99, like I
Yeah, the laughter does seem like pain. The laughter definitely seems like pain. I can agree with you on that. Yeah, it definitely seems like pain. I feel bad for this woman.
so it's a process and it's a shock, right? And again, there's a crushing that goes on with that, but I made a choice like, okay, I'm deciding to be here. I'm deciding to go through this process. So I'm going to try this. And again, I'm dealing with this pregnant, guys. I'm whole pregnant, right? So did I do that successfully? No, I got whole pregnancy hormones. I'm mad. There's days I'm just mad.
Yep.
I'm just.
So she says she's pregnant. Does she have 3 children or 2? I think she says she has 2. Can anybody does she have 3? I think she has 2 children.
like, get out, like, get out.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to see you right now. Don't touch me. Don't like look at me right now. Like, I'm just upset that you even allowed it to get to this point. Like, why were you so careless? Like,
Yeah.
did you not think about this?
Yep.
Why didn't you get a gag order on these?
Yep.
You know, like
You over here trying to protect the bag.
Right.
You like, you should have did this. You should have.
Right. So there was a lot of that. And then, so with that, I think that took a toll on him too. Just like he's still a whole person that has feelings and all that.
Would you been okay with this?
So
Let's
Y'all got 5 minutes.
reimagine your marriage. Would you be okay with him saying this? Danae, it is what it is. All right.
All right, this is gonna be interesting right here. This is gonna be two daughters. So she has a son and 2 daughters. So he's gonna ask her a question that is very interesting right here. And I want to know what y'all would think also. So if you're I'm just going to talk to the women. If your man said this to you and he paid all the bills and he gave you the type of life that Derrick Jaxn had, what would you say to this? So ladies, tell me what you would say to this.
I love having sex with multiple women. I'm never going to dishonor you. I will make sure that none of this is brought out in the open. I'm going to have this on the side. You're going to provide the lifestyle that you dream of. I'm going to honor you. I'm going to respect you. I'm going to take care of the kids. I'm going to be a very present husband. But you have to allow me. I'm a man of means. You have to allow me to have sex with multiple women as I see fit. Can you agree with that?
What would you say to that? What would you say to that? What would you say to that? A man of means, he's giving you the lifestyle that you always wanted. What would you say to that? He said he wants to sleep with a woman here and there, but he's going to keep it discreet. You ain't never got to worry about nothing. What would you ladies say to that when there's a man and he's a Derrick Jaxn type of man, football player looking dude? Nervous laughter is connected to some of the pain. Yeah. All right. So Tricia said no. Christian said no. Mocha said no. Blocker Beauty said I make money. Hell no. Okay. I got you. I would let him cheat in peace. Oh, okay. Yeah. So Yoselin says, I would let him cheat in peace. Okay.
We ain't gonna go by no Bible verses. The book of Derrick.
No.
Do you agree with this? Do you agree with this?
No. And then I want to know what scripture that's in.
He say there's a story about King David. He had
why y'all always gotta say if he let me do the same? Why do y'all the one, y'all ain't got no money? Why y'all do this? You know it's always gonna be a woman like, well, if he let me no, you ain't got no money. The man is taking care of you. You're not taking care of him. Why should you be able to cheat? Why do y'all always do this? October 307, I will sleep with other men. Why? Do y'all realize y'all don't want to do that? Y'all don't want to do that. Y'all don't want to do that. So you're going to go out and sleep with somebody that you don't really want to sleep with just to get the man back? That's sad. That is sad. That is sad. Y'all are liars. I don't understand what's wrong with y'all. It's sad. Just say no. Don't say, you're gonna be able to cheat too. You don't take care of the man. Love you too, October 3074. You don't take care of the man. The man takes care of you. So you can't cheat because the man you ain't taking care of the man. He has the money, not you. What is wrong with y'all? All right, 2 more minutes and I am out of here. 2 more minutes and I am out of here, just so y'all know. Just want to give y'all a fair warning before I leave. Give y'all a fair warning before I leave. Now, if I get what 6 people to immediately buy my card game, I'll stay. But if not, I'm out of here in 2 minutes. So go to the link at the top of the chat. Go to the link at the top of the chat. Go to the link at the top of the chat and buy my card game. Need 6 of y'all in the next 2 minutes or I am out. 6 people, hit the link to buy the card game in 2 minutes or I am out.
Multiple wives and even more concubines.
Okay, but
and the Bible called him a man after God's own heart.
Did we read the whole thing, or are we just reading the
We're going to read what benefits me in this situation.
Okay, well.
So can you do this for me?
No. It's going to be a hard no for me.
They go to nervous laugh again.
And so what broke? He sent you
and I want y'all to think about this. I just want y'all to think about this, though. She says no, that she's not down with that, right? But he slept with 100 women in the last 10 years of them being together. So what sense does it make saying no if you let him, because you're still with him, sleep with 100 women while y'all been together? So isn't that you saying yes? Can anybody explain to me what sense does that make? No, I'm not gonna let you do it, but you're letting him do it. So somebody says, no, what are you kidding me? You letting him do it. What are you talking about? He left you. Didn't you just say that you was showing up to his condo like, let's do it? And he's like, no? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Listen to this. Her own words. Listen to her words. Listen to this.
I knew I would start showing up to the condo randomly and like, let's do it, you know? And he was like, no, I just want to talk. And I want to, you know, so I was like, you want to talk. He wants to talk to me, but he is smashing these ladies.
So what are you talking about? Can anybody explain this to me? Can anybody explain this to me? He is smashing these other women, but you aren't a willing participant to him cheating. You aren't saying yes to him cheating. You think saying no to him cheating would make you feel better to you saying yes with your actions? What are you talking about? I don't get it. Saying no, but taking it. Exactly. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. But like a comedian says, that's my time. I am out of here. Make sure to buy my card game. It is amazing. I will talk to y'all later. I will probably be back tomorrow, but I am about to get me something to eat. Buy the card game. Buy the card game.
And other players, deep understanding of how we all deal with relationship, when or if things get serious. One of the biggest reasons why people break up is because of underlying family issues. This game can be played with either 2 people or an entire group, so have fun.
Question number 1. The one thing you didn't receive when you were young. Name a time when money was the main factor while relationship. What is the most annoying about the opposite sex?
Deeper Discussions Dating Edition. Again, these cards are good for vetting a potential boyfriend,
Candidate.
A potential girlfriend, a potential husband, a potential wife. It'll even tell you what's wrong with your sneaky link. If you and your sneaky link need to have a conversation, these are the cards.
And you can fix yourself and
And
figure out the why.
Texture, these cards are so soft and silky, by the way. Like
They ain't gonna get
really
wore out. after you-
durable. game is meant to give you and other players deeper discussion card game is meant to give you and other players deep understanding of how we all deal with relationship when or if things get serious. One of the biggest reasons why people break up is because of underlying family issues. This game can be played with either 2 people or an entire group, so have fun.
Question number 1. What is the one thing you wanted but didn't receive when you were young? Name a time when money was the main factor why a relationship went bad. What is the most annoying attribute about the opposite sex?
Deeper discussions dating edition. Again, these cards are good for vetting a potential boyfriend,
Candidate.
a potential girlfriend, a potential husband, a potential wife. It'll even tell you what's wrong with your sneaky link. If you and your sneaky link need to have a conversation, these are the cards.
And you can fix yourself and
And
figure out the why.
The texture of these cards are so soft and silky, by the way. Like
They ain't gonna get
really
wore out after you-
durable.